Chill.
Sit on the couch. All the way up on the couch. Did you know spaghetti is high in iron? I was looking at recipes earlier to feed you too. Look at this.
Okay. God, it's hot. Not that far. And then it's messed up.
I think I drank mine too fast. I'm feeling it.
Now it's messing up there. Fine. Exit. Exit. Reopen.
Put him back.
Insert CD image. Hmm?
On your Discord.
Get there.
I sent you free and cheap events for family.
Get there.
Some of them even involve fireworks. Everyone loves a good explosion.
This is true. Explosions are great. Why are you being stupid? Did this get unplugged or something?
What getting plugged? What is that?
It's what this connects to.
If it's flashing like that, it means that it's going dead.
It's been plugged in.
Oh.
This isn't turned on.
Did it overheat?
Could also be the computer too.
Sure. Get your butt back here. Bring me your lemur.
Please connect. Please connect.
Can you have your lemur after you finish your dinner? Bring her here. You get her back after you finish your dinner. Bring
There we
her
go. I
back.
think we're good now.
Get to your lemur. Go get your lemur. I'm not keeping her the whole
Okay.
time. You go get your lemur.
And we're gonna go cancel. We're gonna go file, and we're gonna go configuration, controllers. It's not there, so we're gonna close it and restart it again. Sorry about this, folks. For some reason, the Xbox controller that I'm using got disconnected.
Go get her.
From the dongle.
Go get her.
God, that's a fun word to say, dongle.
Go get your lemur.
Okay, I think we're good now. Alright, so we will open up the game here. There it is. Now you may notice the face cam is turned off. That is because it is extremely hot, uncomfortably so, and I don't want to get popped on Square's terms of service. So, y'all will just have to deal with the melodious sound of my voice instead. Think of this as an ASMR video with cutscenes. Okay. That's unfortunate. All right. So, we are going into Kalm because, well, cutscene. I know. I said I was gonna record this off stream and not have to make you guys go through this, but again, but if some of you know, I was actually recently on the road for most of last week, and didn't really get a chance to do any of the off-stream stuff that I planned on. And then when I got home, I was just too burnt to stream, and I apologize for that. However, we are back, and we're going to get back to the normal stream schedule with a slight twist. So we're actually shifting the schedule by a day. Basically, instead of running Wednesday through Sunday, I'm going to be running Tuesday through Saturday. And Sunday I'm going to be hanging out with my daughter for the day. Now, does that mean I'm going to be completely not streaming? Probably not. I might do a little bit of Sunday, but that's going to be more of a... That's still going to be kind of the variety day, if I do any streaming at all. So who do I want to take with me going forward? Everyone's got better than mithril armlets, so that's fine. I think everyone's got carbon bangles right now. Not 100%. But we definitely want to upgrade weapons for Barrett and Tifa. Definitely get a better staff for Aerith. Now, granted, Aerith is still probably just going to be chucking grenades, but she might also be stealing too. I don't know. Let's go ahead and pick up the cannonball. Pick up the mithril claw. I'm going to sell, I believe I have some more ethers. You have 2 more. That's fine. And then we're gonna go over to the materia shop, and we're gonna pick up another steel. We're not gonna mess around with slapping that on anyone right now. Really doesn't matter. We're going into the Kalm flashbacks, and it's gonna take forever, and we just get to wait for Sephiroth to kill everything. So it's not like we're gonna be productive. Yes it is. So, you are very loud, game. I just realized how high you were in the settings over here, in the balance. You were clipping very high, much louder than me, and as we all know, I must be the center of attention. Okay, so we're looking at... Really don't need that. I think we're okay. Oh, wait, that's right. I was going to come in here, I was going to make sure all of these are set to fast, and they are. We're actually going to set that to fix just to make control easier. And we're good. Alright, we're going to go upstairs, and we're going to talk at people for like an hour. God, I hate this. It takes so long. And now we are going to mash circle, or the B button, because we don't care about any of this. And instead we're going to talk about what I'm super excited for, Final Fantasy VII Remake. So, E3 was this week. Square Enix was Monday. Square Enix had a lot of really cool things to say. Obviously, they started off with the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I am super hyped for. The combat system looks on point. And for those of you who missed it, there's plenty of video. Obviously, the conference is out there on YouTube. And then there's also a lot of other content creators who kind of produce videos on their own. And so with that, things like Mr. Happy, or creators like Mr. Happy, PlayStation Access, all the big names, some of the lesser known names, myself included, in this video or in this stream that you are watching right now. Um, they also went on and did the or are all putting together their own little bits. Now I'm obviously playing the original Final Fantasy VII right now. It is emulated, but it is the original 7 right now. I'm not modded or edited or anything like that because it's far too much effort. Um, I do own the actual one on Steam, but it's just a pain to deal with. I was hoping to mod that one just so I could like skip cutscenes faster or what have you. We're gonna let Sephiroth do his thing. We don't care. Um, just honestly, I can just put the controller down for right now until Sephiroth kills it. Oh look, it died. Oh look, Cloud died. That's a shame. Oh well. Thank you, Sephiroth. Um, so we one of the things that stood out to me was, and I mentioned it before, was the combat system. Um, aw, Sephi, why did you waste magic on rezzing me? You could have just killed him the next turn. Um, was the combat system? It looked a lot. I liked the how everything kind of laid out. In particular, the weight damage and the ATB gauge. It almost, and I don't think I've seen this reference. I've seen a lot of 13 references with the stagger system that they're implementing. Oh look, I can mash circle again. Um, but something I kind of noticed um, is it kind of reminded me of Dissidia. No. Put down the pitchforks. Um, what I mean by that is you've got basic, your basic attack, which you do just by mashing square. That's your basic attack. The damage it does on its own isn't anything particularly noteworthy, but what it does do is builds up your ATB gauge faster. Um, so, can we just run in, or do we? Yeah, we gotta do all this part. Hey, what's that for? Do I have clone viewers? How are you doing this? I appreciate it, but how are you doing this? Anyway, what I mean by that, the city, is you use your basic attack. It does minimal damage, but what it does do is it speeds up the ATB gauge. Now, for those who missed it, or those who aren't really focused that much on it, your ATB gauge is how you do all the cool stuff now. It's how you um, it's how you use spells. It's also how you do use magic. It's how you use items. Basically, anything that isn't your basic attack, or a stance change, which we will also get into, um, is done via the ATB gauge. Now, this charges on its own slowly over time. And it blah words. Use them. Can we talk to you? We'll short one bit. Don't care. I honestly don't remember what we're supposed to be doing here. Blah. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So yeah, everything is done on the ATB gauge. So anytime you use a magic spell, it costs a chunk of your gauge. From the trailer, or from what they showed us at E3, at the very least, you start with two chunks of ATB gauge, and each time you perform an action that uses it, eats one. So anytime you use an item, anytime you use a spell, it uses one of those ATB chunks. I don't know if this means we're going to get more in the future. If you can kind of build up your ATB gauge, if it's kind of an automatic thing, or what, we don't know yet. But so that ATB gauge charges over time, and as you use your normal attack, it charges faster. I don't know if it's based on damage, number of hits, what have you, but it does more stuff. And that's how it kind of reminds me of Dissidia, wherein you used you had your bravery attacks, which didn't do any permanent damage, but they did, like, chip damage. And and with that chip damage, your HP attack would do more damage. Now, obviously, it's not a one for one. It doesn't do the same. Obviously, everything's just based on HP. But by doing those bravery attacks, or in this case, your normal attacks, you gain access to more powerful abilities, like your magic or being able to use items. Um, you get them more readily. Uh, so that's kind of how I feel like. That's kind of how I feel about that. That's kind of the relationship that I kind of see with the Dissidia. Again, I know it's not a one for one, but that's what it's kind of reminded me of. Words. Anyway, that said, a couple other things that we did see. We saw. Get some sleep. Okay, maybe I just needed to talk to him a lot. Who knows? Something, and this is actually something I didn't notice during the presentation. It was actually after Mr. Happy, and if you don't know who that is, first on, shame on you. What are you doing on here? But second of all, he put together a video of his own thoughts and views of what he saw in the press release, and one of those seemed to be either special attacks or stance changes, and those were on the triangle button. So one of the ones he noticed with the first one he called out was with Cloud, and it seemed that he had two different modes that were assigned to a triangle button. It was Punisher mode and Operator mode. Shifting to Punisher mode was bigger, wide sweeping, and more powerful regular attacks. But it was obviously that meant you had less mobility. You were stuck in animations longer, and so if the enemy you're using, it didn't have any big attacks coming that you needed to react to, you didn't need to move quickly to dodge or anything. You just had a big dumb target. You would switch to Punisher mode to pump out as much damage as you could. After that, if the enemy was starting to move around more, or you knew there was something coming up that you needed to react to, you could switch to Operator mode, and that would be faster, less damaging attacks, but allowing you more mobility. They were shorter animations, so allowing you more mobility to react to those attacks, to be able to defend, dodge, or move as needed to avoid damage or to keep up with a faster moving boss. Something I kind of picture that as, is like maybe, and I don't think it's going to be in this one, because they did say that the first iteration of the game is going to be limited to Midgar, so I don't know if that's all the way up to you fight Motorball and then leave, and then that's the end of that disc or that game, or what have you. Or if there's going to be, like, maybe you run out to Kalm and the flashback is what ends it, and then you pick up the next game for whatever, who knows. We don't know. But if you were fighting a faster enemy, like in the second part or whatever, if and when you do encounter a Yuffie, you would be able, you might stay in Operator mode more often to be able to keep up with a speedier enemy, such as Yuffie, or maybe some smaller enemies that tend to move more often, or when they do move, they move quickly. Whereas larger or slower enemies, you may end up staying in Punisher mode more often, because you don't need to keep up with it. They have big telegraphed attacks. You don't have to be quick to react and move. And so you can just pump out that damage. Either way, I don't know. It looks awesome, but that's that. And then, the other ones have similar things as well. Barrett seemed to have, I don't remember the names of them, but Barrett seemed to have like a focus mode where he did a single powerful shot, and then another mode where it was more like burst fire. Don't know. Again, first of all, I want to call out that none of this is scripted. I'm literally just rattling off things to make the Kalm scene more entertaining. We're going to put the controller down because Sephiroth's going to take care of everything again. So Sephiroth, he's a boss. Oh look, he's going to bolt everything, so we don't even have to worry about multiple turns. Bye bye. So yeah, you got Barrett with the multiple or with the rapid fire versus heavy cannon shot. You also have let's see, what was else? Oh, we saw Tifa. That was a big one. Tifa's obviously the staple of Final Fantasy VII. She was one of the original video game waifus. And something I noticed that of what we saw, they stayed pretty faithful to the character as far as the character design goes. We saw a little bit of her in combat, and it looked smooth. It looked fluid. It's gonna be up close and personal. You're gonna be boxing the entire time whenever you're controlling Tifa. Character control, we'll get to that in a minute. Maybe eventually I might get there. Again, none of this is scripted. I'm just kind of rambling. Let's see, but you do have that kind of that. It looks like it's gonna play well. It looks smooth. It looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's like, you know, with Tifa's combat, you've got that. It looks like visceral MMA combat. It looks like, you know, the punches from the punches and kick, they felt weighty, they felt heavy, they felt like you would expect someone who is capable of punching giant planet-based super weapons would fight. How those fights will go would be an entirely different story, but that is far, far in the future. We've got to wait for part 2 or part 3, however it goes. But it looks, you know, all of the combat, it looks meaty. It looks, you know, hits that you expect to feel heavy look heavy. Something else. Something else that was brought up. Or something else that was kind of called out. I didn't really notice it at first, but again, going back through and watching other content creators' releases, one of them was the limit system. Now, limit breaks are back. Not all of them as you would expect. For instance, Cloud's, you know, in this one, Cloud's first limit break is Braver. That is actually an ATB ability, so that's going to be just one of those meaty hits that you use off of the ATB, out of the ATB system. But others, such as the one we saw a lot of, was Cross Slash. It's got that meaty impact. It looks and feels like it's going to be a heavy hit. It looks suitably epic enough for it to be a limit break. And so we saw a bit of that as far as what is in the game. What else did we see? We saw a little more of the bosses. They did do a big chunk of it, of the boss, of the presentation on what the fight with the Guard Scorpion would look like at the end of the first reactor. And it looked like this multi-stage, kind of multi-phase boss where you go in and you do a certain amount of damage, or I don't know if it was a time-based or trigger, or maybe it's HP gated, but it was, you know, you saw multiple phases to this fight, where you're up front, you're fighting it, and then it gets a shield, and you've got to figure out how to take the shield down, and then you've got, there's one part where it jumps away, and you've got to switch to Barrett to be able to use the long range abilities as Barrett, the long range of Barrett to be able to shoot it. So it looks, you know, there's the different phases of it. One of the things, and I was kind of depressed that I didn't see this in the presentation, and it would have just kind of been a funny callback. I know there's really no, with the way the combat system is set up, there's no real, like, necessity to it, just how it is. but I was very sad that I didn't see anything about, or I didn't see anything about attacking while its tail was up, and I realized that it's, obviously that was originally a mistranslation, um, but, or maybe not even a mistranslation, but the spacing on it, because back in '97 when we were all playing this for the first time, we saw attack while the tail is up. Okay, I'm mashing the button, and then Cloud's next speech bubble comes up after you've already inputted the commands to attack, telling you, and it's going to attack with its tail laser, and then we all ate the 150 damage from that tail laser. But in this one, it looks like, and this is kind of another part I wanted to get into, was positioning. How positioning was going to be important. In that particular instant, it was showing us that instead of having to, hold your attacks while it's raising its tail or preparing for the counterattack, you actually have to hide behind debris in order to do it. Or in order to, I'm assuming, either evade that attack or even survive that attack. So, it looked fun. Something else that I noticed about that is I don't know if the Guard Scorpion in the presentation, if it was just focused in on a particular character, and whoever was controlling it realized it was that particular character it was homed in on and switched, or if it was just focused on the debris. But something that they did during that presentation is after the Guard Scorpion laser started the attack and it was focusing down either on Cloud or on the debris, they switched to Barret and came out from behind that debris. And used that time while the Guard Scorpion was focused on that attack to throw in some more chip damage. We're going to just keep on talking. Keep mashing this button, because none of this is important to the challenge. So, you see, so that, the whole kind of, the mobility of the combat, the tactical positioning of the combat, that looks interesting, it looks fun. So, obviously a lot to unpack, and this would probably be going a bit better if I was actually just like if I had scripted all of this. But honestly, I'm just trying to fill time while we get through the Kalm flashbacks. So what else did we see? We saw a bit of another boss. We saw Apps from the Conero area, or after the Sector 6, and we saw that actually brings to mind Apps. Yes, Apps Dugsland Gate. What's going on? But we did see a couple other things there too, as far as both in regards to Apps and with the Guard Scorpion, and that was how bosses are able to lock down enemies, or lock down your party. With the Guard Scorpion, we saw it as the Guard Scorpion picked up Cloud in one of its pincers, or whatever, arms, whatever, and was getting ready to blast him in the friggin' face with the tail laser. And the player had to switch over to Barret in order to get it to drop Cloud, and avoid what I'm assuming is either, if not instant death for Cloud, then a massive hit that would probably take a good deal to recover from. And then we saw something similar with Apps, where it had Apps pinned to the ground, which, considering the fight takes place in the sewer, is rather unfortunate, but whatever. But instead of switching to another character this time, the player actually stayed with Cloud, which kind of leads me to believe that maybe they needed to stay with Cloud to actually input the guard command, because it starts with Cloud's just sitting there on the back and on his back, and when the Apps goes to kind of attack him while he's down, Cloud brings up the Buster Sword to kind of hold that punch away. And I'm wondering if maybe the player actually has to stay with Cloud and input that guard, and it's not automatic, because we see it with like I said, with the Guard Scorpion, they had to switch to Barret in order to get it to drop Cloud. So I don't know how active that part's going to be. 8 remastered, yes, we will get to that. We have so much more flashback to get through before I can talk about anything about this run again. Um, but it is something that looked interesting as far as how that went. Also, complete side note, but we did see a motorcycle chase, and it looked great, and it looked smooth, and it's everything we were, it's the motorcycle chase that we pictured in our head, what it actually looked like. Um, Now, considering it looked like it was on rail tracks and not a highway, it's probably not the same Escape from Midgar. But at the same time, I hope it is because we saw Jesse on the back of the motorcycle, and Best Girl Needs to Live. Um, and again, that's something else I actually missed until I went back and rewatched parts of the presentation. Um, but Jesse was on the back of the motorcycle with Cloud. And that was something else kind of we've been seeing a bit more of across the different trailers, and then again at this presentation is more prominence, right, Jesse? More prominence from the minor Avalanche characters. We saw a bit more of Biggs and Wedge, and we definitely saw a lot of Jesse. Jesse actually seemed to be a slightly more meaningful character. I don't know if it was just they fleshed her out because they could, or if they actually have plans for her. I'm afraid that they fleshed out Jesse specifically so we care more when she dies, and I'm scared, and I don't want that. But I don't see them changing the overall storyline much, which means Avalanche has to die. But I hate it because they're gonna make me fall in love with Jesse, and then she's gonna die. We're probably, maybe we'll have a bit more investment with Wedge and his issues of not feeling, of his self confidence issues of not being effective and kind of hero worshiping Cloud. Um, I'm gonna be honest, I actually don't remember a whole lot about Biggs. Um, Biggs. Um, so who knows what'll happen there, but I kind of see that going. It's going to be excellent storytelling, and we're going to love, and it's going to be extremely well written, and it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be heartfelt, and I'm going to hate every minute of it. I just know it. But anyway, back to the combat system, because there's still so much more to go through. We mentioned limit breaks, we mentioned magic. In addition to the cooler abilities, including magic and items requiring ATB gauge, there is still an MP resource. So, in addition to costing you ATB, magic attacks are also going to still cost you MP. So that's something else that is going to need to be managed. I don't know if there might be different abilities involved. If there might be, maybe it's just going to be pure item-based regen where you have to use ethers, or maybe there might be something from other Final Fantasy games, or like maybe you get an osmos ability to absorb MP from enemies. Who knows? The combat looks a lot more active, so there's a lot of possibilities there. But that's we saw a little bit of it. We definitely saw elemental weaknesses in play. We saw the stagger system, and I have been seeing a lot of kind of mixed opinions on the stagger system. A lot of people are saying, oh no, it's like Final Fantasy 13 where it's going to be used to pad combat. Where a lot of other people are saying, they appreciate the stagger system because it forces you to kind of change and react how you fight. In order to build that stagger quickly, use elemental weaknesses, use physical abilities, attack certain areas or attack certain limbs or body parts, in order to boost that stagger gauge quickly, and force you to kind of change your playstyle in regards to how any given fight is going, much like Final Fantasy 13 did. Now I know Final Fantasy Hallway. Not everyone's a huge fan. Put your drop the torches, put the pitchforks down. But I'm honestly in the latter camp. I like the idea of the stagger system. I like that it's gonna, one of the comments I saw and I kind of agree with is that it's gonna, not everyone is gonna be playing Commando. you're not going to have a full party of commandos doing one thing, just trying to pump out damage as quickly as possible. You're going to have the saboteurs, you're going to have the synergists trying to make everything work. You're going to have the ravagers to build the um, gauge. One moment, please. So I actually have a plate of food in front of me that I've just been ignoring while I talk. Um, but yeah, so I kind of like the idea of the stagger system, kind of forcing you to change your combat ideas, and react and adapt, and it looks like a lot of fun. Another thing I've been seeing a lot of is people being upset about the multi game thing. I know this is going back all the way back to when Final Fantasy VII the remake was introduced, when they said it was going to be episodic. At the time, we didn't quite realize what that meant. Um, what we thought when we because you've got to remember there are companies out there that have their bread and butter is the episodic games, and Square Enix has their own. But when we think of episodic games, we're thinking Telltale games, The Walking Dead, um, or even Square Enix's Life is Strange, or like After Years, where it was going to be chunks pieced together. Um, right. Uh, so hearing that this first episode is going to be Midgar. And like I said, we don't. I don't know if it's just gonna. We're gonna escape Shinra building. We're gonna fight Motorball. We're gonna climb the wire or climb the crane down out of Midgar, and then we're gonna be done, and that's the end of it. If it cuts off a little bit before that, um, but something else they mentioned is that this episode, and I'm using air quotes here, I don't have the face cam turned on because, again, it's really hot and I don't want to violate Twitch's terms of service. But it's going to be, it was going to be, the episode is going to be on 2 Blu-ray discs, just centered on Midgar. So it's going to be huge. So, not naked, because there's a little one, but damn if it's not close. Anime Sephi! Yay. Anyway, this I believe this is all auto scroll. Yeah, so I can leave that alone for now. So with that, the episode, or with this, again, air quotes, episode, being the whole of Midgar on 2 Blu-ray discs, it's gonna be friggin' massive. And that's something else I'm hearing a lot of people being upset about with the episodic thing. With what they've announced coming into both the E3 presentation and with what's going on in, what we're seeing, what they mean by episodic, I'm picturing it more, and I'm fairly certain I may have mentioned this before, but I'm picturing it more along the lines of the. Don't question the eyeball nipple. But I'm picturing it more along the lines of how the PS2 dot hack series went, where each game on its own was friggin' huge, but it told one continuous story. There wasn't any break for it. It was all one continuous story all the way through, where and you just had, because it was so massive and because they had this massive story to tell, they just took one enormous game and split it up into 4 regular sized games, that tell one continuous story. Another one that did that was actually on the Game Boy Advanced, and it's actually one of my favorite RPGs, is Golden Sun, where it did the same thing, similarly, and not exactly, or not really quite the same, but it was very similar in where Golden Sun, or the original Golden Sun, was a full-length game on the or on the GBA, but it went all the way through. It told Isaac's story, and it went. Lost Age is another one. But with Golden Sun, you had the first game, and that took Isaac's story, and that was Isaac's story from the beginning of where the game starts all the way up to a certain point, and that's where the first game ended. And then you have the second game, Golden Sun 2, when it had some subtitle that for the life of me I can't remember, where it picked up where Golden Sun left off, but this time now you had what was his name? Felix, I want to say. And Felix was your main character. Can't reach it. Still can't reach it. Can't reach it. Get salty. You're supposed to be... Here we go. Get salty. Kick it, knock it down. Hey, look. Mega Elixir. Golden. Oh, it was Lost Age. Okay, yeah. So, I'm sorry. I'm like so... Like, now I'm focusing on game. But yeah, Lost Age was massive. But it was one continuous story that literally just one ended. And then you started from that point in control of a different main character going on to the second one. I'm going to get the cell phone here. And we're going to go to a save point. We're going to change up our party. So yeah, now we're getting back in the game. So that's how I picture, now that we've got this new information, how I picture the remake is going to be. Now, what else did we have? We had the launch trailer for Final Fantasy XIV. That one I'm not going to go into too much detail because that is more lore than anything. And as much as we love the lore, because the lore is glorious, it looked gorgeous. We got that stinger at the end about what the primals are, and yeah, it was pretty. I didn't upgrade your weapon. Why did I not upgrade your weapon? We're gonna give you that. You have hard edge. You're getting a cannonball. I don't believe cannonball has long range though, so we're gonna have to put you back in the front row. Materia, range, exchange. Who has the highest dex in this party? You're at 15, you're at 15, you're at 19. So you're getting a steal. You're going to be doing damage, so you also get a steal. You're getting a steal. You're going to be doing damage. Go range, exchange. Tifa's got a sense. We're going to throw that on Aerith just for the growth, whatever, doesn't matter. And then she's got the other steal, and we're going to throw that on Cloud. Alright. So we're vaguely set up. You don't really need anything, I guess. Do I even have anything to give you? I don't. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to put you in the front row. Yeah, knock yourself out. Put you in the front row. We're going to run back in here. And we're going to go get the upgraded weapon. And we get to grind. And by grind, I mean we get to grind Barrett up to his 1-2 limit break for Mind Blow. Because we're going to need it to survive the Midgar Zolom. This is the weapon store. Is that right? Full metal staff. Yes. Mind Blow. So it is. Mind Blow is Barrett's 1-2 limit break. But instead of doing massive damage, it just you have no or whatever it hits has no MP anymore. And we're gonna need that to survive the Midgar Zolom. So all he can do is regular attacks and not use beta and kill the whole party because right now, or even at level 20, that's not survivable. That's like 600 damage across the board. If I put Barrett in the back row, maybe, but not likely. Give you your guard stick again. It really doesn't matter what you have equipped. You're going to be chucking grenades anyway. Speaking of, what do my grenades look like? Right, no damage? Why would I use that? Now it's going to save my ass. What is our grenade situation? 44? That's not kosher. Do you have grenades? You do not have grenades. What is wrong with you? Am I SOL on grenades? Does the item store have grenades? Please have grenades. You don't have grenades. Uh-oh. So maybe Aerith gets the enemy skill so she can spam Matcha Magic? I guess? That might be the way to go. Anyway, we are going to pick up a couple hypers, though. Because you can never have enough. I mean, I guess for now 9 is enough. Buy that. Don't have anything to sell. Probably. We can ditch the Iron Bangles. Those are obviously useless. Ghost Hands are good for MP generation, i.e. Aerith is going to be using that if she's going to be using Matcha Magic. The Titan Bangle, that can go away. That we're going to use. The Assault can go away. I never ended up using that, so it's just going to chill, I guess. Whatever. What else can go away? Trying to wish we lived in Ishgard. Yeah, but then we'd just be freezing. And, you know, you say that you're okay with that now until you live in it. This is true, but right now I need Aerith more for, Healing Wind, or whatever it's called. Because right now she's the only, like, real big party heal I've got, other than this one Mega Elixir that, honestly, I'm probably never going to use until the very end of the game. And potions. Though I can also buy high potions now as well. Whether or not I do is entirely different. Spiderwebs will kind of be handy in slowing down. I don't even know if it'll work on the Midgar Zolom, but it'll help. Guard Stick can go away forever. Potion's kind of a big deal later, so I'll hang on to the Star Pendants. This might be helpful in getting abilities before I get Manipulate. I think we're okay for now, so so we can't even buy high potions anyway, so we're just going to top up on regular potions. That's all we're getting. Okay, 94. That should be alright for now. We are going to be farming outside of the Chocobo Ranch before we start trying to... So the goal here is to grind up to level 20, or get everyone up to level 20. So that we can really survive the Midgar Zolom, because we can't use the Chocobo lure to get a Chocobo to just blitz across. We actually have to just run across, which more than likely means we're getting at least one fight with the Midgar Zolom. 2 is possible. I have even been unlucky enough to get 3 once. So yeah, now it is possible to actually completely bait out the Midgar Zolom, and not have to worry about fighting at all. I've done it once. You can. Again, it's possible. But I just don't want to deal with it. Yeah, that's the trick to really get around it, is to wait till it bounces off once and then run by it while it's trying to. I didn't give this to Aerith. That's a shame. What a Kalm thing had time. Assuming anything's gonna be alive after Matcha Magic. Yeah, it's gonna kill everyone anyway. Does Barrett have Mind Blow already? I don't know. I've been using limits pretty heavily. He already has it. Alright, so we just gotta get everyone up to level 20. And Aerith still has Healing Wind. She does have Seal Evil. That's one that's never gonna get used. Until much, much later. We might get L4 Suicide. Not really gonna big deal. We do want to put this on you. Alright, so we're actually going to do some stealing here real quick. Because I don't remember for the life of me what you have. And you're just gonna punch something because it really doesn't matter. Ethers. Oh, okay. That's actually convenient. That's money. That was useless. We're gonna see if this attempt goes through. And I hit attack anyway, because I'm a genius. It has limit break though. So she's gonna use it, because we can always level those up. We're gonna steal from that one. And if she gets it, Barrett's gonna blow it the F up. And if she doesn't get it, Barrett's still gonna blow it the F up. Doesn't matter. Get wrecked, scrub. Boom! So nice to know Calm Fangs have ethers. I completely forgot that. Which is funny, because I actually have the just kind of a basic, like, who has what in which regions right here on my screen. But that's effort. So we're going to run around here. We are looking for, while we're out, we're looking for moves for L4 Suicide. I don't believe these guys have anything in particular that I want. We will find out, though. Actually, we're going to let Cloud make the first attempt. He's got the highest dex. I believe we own it, like on PS3. I'm not 100%. It's possible. We just want to see one successful steal, see what they've got. Oh, right, they have nuts for chocobo breeding. That's worthless. Come here, Aerith, blow them all to hell. What? 20 damage? That's embarrassing. Alright, but they're a pain to hit. Until he just does. It's more effective. Aerith, you're letting me down. Grenades work. Or Barrett can just blow into hell. No, you can't. There isn't a Devourer in 7. Vincent Valentine is safe for now. Anything could happen in the remake. That was a bit more money than I was expecting. Moose! I don't know what you have either, so we're gonna steal from you too. You have ethers. Guess what? Oh, Bear's gonna blow you up again. They rob them the blinds. Suppose I should. Oh, you guys don't have anything. Suppose I should probably throw pots at Barrett before that happens. Rip. beat me whenever she wants. Did I say that out loud? So we are looking for L4 death. We're gonna kill one of these off just to not worry about it. He survived. That'd be something to see. Really need you to use that L4 death. I don't have anyone who's a multiple of 4 right now, do I? Is anyone level 16? Is it Aerith? Maybe I have to damage him. It's sinking, which is totally not Quake. I think it's what, Quake 1? If you don't use it again, I'm just gonna kill you. You die. You die now. Did I just tell Aerith to thwack it with a stick? I did. It's still a satisfying sound. Wow, that hits hard. But hey, more healing win chances. Ooh, tough call. You could do your Red Mage job quests. Or your Bard job quests. Or your Astrology, you know, all your level 70 class job quests. Rip. Oh well. So we didn't see L4 death, and it's sad. Or L4 suicide. It's really not that big a deal, especially since now L4 suicide can hurt Cloud a lot. You're gonna save though. Especially since Barret died and no longer has Hyper. I wouldn't go that far. I will admit they are not the most entertaining of things, but I wouldn't say they're that far. Let's go ahead and say hi to Snaky Poo. Hello, Snaky Poo. I don't know why it put the question mark in. That's not what it's supposed to be. Oh no! Look at all those ethers! That's 1,500 gil right here in this fight. Those are Levikrons.
They look like emus on steroids.
Yeah, for some reason those aren't working. Those are supposed to be just random chat commands to let you know, hey, I have a Twitter, you should follow me. And if you are feeling generous, there is a donation, I do have a donation tab available, though that is more for, and everything that gets donated, that goes right back into the stream, whether that be for capture cards, is one of the things I'm looking at, new games to play. Yeah, there's a Discord too, and if you hit those commands, it'll actually take you to where those are. And they are useful things. But yeah, I have a Discord. I believe you're actually already in it. But there's a Twitter if you want to go ahead and follow me. Just hit exclamation, just type in exclamation point Twitter and it'll bring it up. I don't know if I stole from you already or not. We're just gonna kill you. And then that donate tab, it's always appreciated. Again, it all goes back to the stream capture cards. I'm also looking at a stream deck, things that I can use to make the stream better. Okay, so you're saying rely on other people and luck. Got it. Beavy's over here getting super pumped. Hey, you know what? If you want to spam my raids with Grand Blue, that's fine. Ooh, that's tempting, but I still have my beverage. Beverage.
Not watered down because it was the sides that froze.
So now we're just gonna stick to grinding. Match or magic. Except, apparently, against these guys. That's unfortunate.
You're not. You're cold and freezing. Let it be sweating in your veins when it looks the way they do. That is her when it looks the way it does.
Oh, I don't even have to worry about the beta. I'm just gonna mind blow it. No beta. But being level 20 kind of helps as a... this is true. Beta does make the rest of the game easy. Especially if you can set it up. And remember, you don't have to survive it. It just got a hit and you have to... and someone has to survive. So what I actually used to do was basically just save and quit out until he punts someone out of the party. Because once someone gets punted out of the party, even if the other two die, you still get to survive the rest of the fight. Hold on.
It isn't based on luck. It's based on skill.
So that would require me to have skill. You're adorable.
You married an artist.
But yeah, I might actually end up going that route, in which case, yes, it would trivialize the rest of Disc 1, just walking through everything with beta. We're gonna pot Aerith, just in case. But yeah, you keep saving and loading until someone gets punted out of the fight. Hope that someone isn't the one who has E-skill. And then you just eat beta when it goes out. And when it does go out, then you're fine. Whoever has the E-skill dies, obviously, but you still get beta. Ooh, there's an elephant in the back. What do you have? Elephunk? Try. Oh wow, that's actually its name, Alpha Dunk. You have anything? Couldn't steal anything, that's fine. You killed a bird. Wait, no, bird has... Don't kill the bird. Bird live. Bird has ethers. Ethers are money. You start working on those Manticoras. Thanks for the warning. Oh no, that actually puts her in sadness. That also makes me sad. Kill the sprout. High potions. Those will come in handy later. Right? Or maybe she's sad because she knows we get to watch her die again in glorious HD. Can you imagine how visceral that scene's gonna be when we do eventually get there? It's gonna be nuts. that's right. I could get Chocomog, but I can't because of the rules. You're not wrong, but it has to happen. Like, I get where you're coming from. Can I sleep? You're not gonna let me rest. That's upsetting. I'm not gonna buy anything from you, but I am gonna sell you stuff. Can I talk to you? Nope. I can't actually sell you stuff right now. You are worthless to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. Fanboys and girls everywhere would rejoice if they could make it to where Aerith lives. But it's so integral to the story that you really can't without completely changing what Final Fantasy VII is. I would love to see it. It's right up there with I would love to see Jesse live, but it's just not feasible. Hey, Snake Poo. Bye, Snake Poo. Weep. Jebaited. So what? Go back to 1997? So, like, have this glorious HD remake of this game, but go back to 1997 to watch Aerith die? I don't know. That'd be kind of messed up. It would be hilarious. Alright, so now that I know that I can't sleep at the Chocobo Ranch, which makes me sad, I actually just gotta focus on the grind now. We're sorry. You know what I hope they change? I hope they change Matcha Magic, so whatever you have is at the top, or not Matcha Magic, they change E-Skill, so whatever you have is just at the top. Rip Aerith. Ah, she lives! Funny considering we were just talking about her dying. Wow! Y'all are salty. That's fine, you still died. Let's see. Oh, something else I was happy about is P5 the Royal. So when we first announced it, I was upset because it said available in Japan October of 2019, and then the West wouldn't get it until like early 2020, and I was upset. And then I saw the E3 trailer, and it said available in the West and Asia in 2020. And a little part of me said, "Yeah, bitches, now you gotta wait too. You're not special." Of course, by Asia, they could have meant everywhere in Asia that's not Japan, and then that would just be depressing. Y'all really don't like her. And now she's sad again. But she takes less damage, so silver linings. Having a hard time getting into Persona 5. If you're not used to the Persona series, it can drag. Like all of them, I've enjoyed all of them, but it is hard to get into them if you don't know what to expect. Okay, I can't say I've played all of them. I have played 3, 4, and 5. It is very grindy, as far as and the time management. It is very, very deliciously easy to just completely botch it up. Especially if you don't know what's going on, you don't know where you can do certain things, where you can upgrade certain social stats, and then you've also got things like the Persona Fusion system. It feels a lot like a mobile card game. You think Fate Grand Order. You think what was the one I was really big into, or like Azur Lane. Or another one I was really big into was it was Brave something. Yes, we know, and you are gorgeous. You are a gorgeous Futaba. It was Brave something. It was another one, and I got really deep into it. Lightning Returns was another one. Now the time management, it like I didn't have a problem with it per se. Like I was able to finish the game without any real issues. But I definitely, but yeah, having a set number, or having a time limit basically on the game, having that clock kind of hanging over your head, I definitely understand not really enjoying that. I do like time systems in games though. There was one I played back on Dreamcast, yes, remember that thing? Called Radiata Stories. Flashbacks of Majora's Mask. But with Majora's Mask, same, and then you had flexibility in that time management. It wasn't straight like with Lightning Returns. There is, no matter what you do, there is a limited amount of time to do everything. Now, by doing side quests and things like that, you can gain more time, but eventually you will run out of side quests and you will run out of other things to do, to where you're just out of time. You can't really grind endlessly. You're gonna run out of time before it's entirely possible. Even if you're trying to do a max stat run, a kill everything run, what have you, you do have a finite amount of time. Where games like Majora's Mask, yes, you do have a clock system, with the 3 days thing, but at any time, you can reset back to day one. And if you need to be at a certain point in the game, right. But those resets, while yes, you do have to do stuff all over again, the completionist stuff sticks. So, you'll reset, but you'll have this thing. You'll reset, but you'll have completed that thing. So that completion bit stacks. Where in like Lightning Returns, you're just out of time. Another game I saw time management implemented very well was I was talking about before was on Dreamcast, called Radiata Stories. And that was the first time I saw anything where you had there was an active clock going on at all time, and there was a passage of time at all times, and you could NPCs in that game had schedules, so you could always count on, barring for story reasons, for whatever's going on, you could count on person A being at at the end of this bridge at 3 in the afternoon every day. They were always going to be there. But at 4, they might be somewhere else. And so kind of managing, learning that schedule and learning where everyone's going to be at went a long way in kind of, you could plan around that, but it wasn't a limited time. You just had a day-night cycle, and NPCs moved according, and the game moved according to that day-night cycle. And that was really cool. So it wasn't like a fixed limited amount of time like you got with Lightning Returns or the Persona games. You have in Persona games, you do have a limited amount of time, and that you can't even extend. You have, Persona 3. You have until the next full moon before you have to fight this boss. And guess what? If you're at the full moon and you're not ready yet, you're SOL. Now, with the Persona 5, it kind of alleviates that a bit. If you don't send the calling card in time for whatever reason, then it gives you the option to either reload a previous save, or go back a week, or go back to the start of the timer. I think they had the start of the timer option. So you were able to kind of, if you messed up, it wasn't a new game. It wasn't a total reset. It sucked, but it wasn't a total reset. Whereas like P3 or P4, if you messed up your time management and you just were not going to be ready by then, and you didn't have a viable save to fall back on, you were SOL. And that's the same with Lightning Returns. If you're not where you need to be, or at the level you need to be at a given point, you're kind of SOL. You can't reset days. You can't, if you're not in a position where you can't complete a side quest to extend your time, or you've done all the side quests, in which case you're probably not going to have any problems with the boss anyway, then you're SOL. I remember with my playthrough of Lightning Returns, when I finally got to the final boss, because you have that clock kind of hanging over your head the entire time, I kind of rushed more than I should have, and as a result, I was extremely underpowered when I fought the final boss. Now, I did beat it, but it was a slog, and it took cheesing mechanics to be able to pull it off. Now, that being said, and I know it sounds like I was harping on it for a while and it sounded very disgruntled, I actually did really enjoy Persona 5, and I'm really excited for P5 The Royal. First of all, it's going to add more time. You're getting like another 3 months of content. But you're also getting, additional content, new party members, new social links, confidants. So I do kind of like the expansion. I'm a little upset that they're not going to do it as an add-on DLC to people who already own the game. They're going to put it out as its own thing. But it's what they did with P4 Golden and Persona 3 FES, so I'm upset, but I've also expected it. At least it's staying on the same console. For FES, it was a different game on the same console. For P5 Golden, it was unfortunately just on the Vita, which I don't think anyone really owned one at the time. And if they did, they didn't tell you because it's not something you wanted to admit. But it is a great game. I do love it. I do love the character development if you're willing to invest the time in it. It is a slog. My first playthrough took, I'm not joking, what was it, 98 hours or so? Something like that. I'll get there. It's delicious, and I'm enjoying it, and also talking a whole bunch. Oh, microwave. This is true. Do I not have a tent? That's unfortunate. Oh, guess we're going back to Kalm. Do I have another ether at least? I do. I don't need ethers though, I need potions. How are we doing financially? We're not doing terribly. So we're actually going to head back to Kalm. We're going to buy a tent. We're going to buy some more potions. Yeah. You all die now. So what else did we see at E3 that really caught my attention? Watch Dogs Legion. Watch Dogs Legion looked insane. I am very happy for Watch Dogs Legion. It is about the only takeaway I got from Ubisoft that I was looking forward to, because it wasn't just shoot the gun number 376. I've never played Rainbow Six Siege. I think I played Ghost Recon Wildlands when the beta was out. Wolves is really don't have a whole lot to say about it. But Legion, man. Because I know the first thing I'm going to do, and I know I'm not alone in this, is I'm going to go around and I'm going to recruit the Granny Squad, and we're going to beat the game as the Granny Squad. And it's going to be glorious. Glorious old lady beatdowns. Witness my saggy boobs and despair. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to go in here. Get the freeze. Or get the MP back. So Watch Dogs Legion. Did you ever play? I really didn't get a whole lot into Watch Dogs 2, but I heard it wasn't too terrible, so we'll disregard it. But did you ever play Watch Dogs? Okay. So in Legion, it kind of carries on that same idea. The difference is, I don't need 11 tents. I'll take 2, please. The difference being in that everybody. So the idea is you need to build this resistance. It takes place in London. Very near future, same kind of thing. The Authority, I can't remember what it's called. Started with an A. Don't care that much. But the Authority is what I'm going to call it now. Is kind of big brothering the entire planet, or the entire city. And so you're responsible for building this resistance. And to do so, you recruit people off the street. Now, any other time you'd see a game like this, you have specific recruitable characters, whether they're whether it's a fixed party set, or you get a side quest to track someone down, and that is your recruitable party member. In Legion, that's fair. I'm kind of in the same boat, but I still like getting hype. I still like jumping on the hype train. It's always fun. And I can usually afford like 1 to 2 things, and so I kind of like, okay, I gotta weigh this game against that game. But this year there was a lot of really good stuff. But with Legion, so instead of having fixed side quests to, oh, you did this side quest, you can now recruit this person, or this person is now part of the resistance. Congratulations. Anybody on the street is recruitable. Anybody. Um, and each one has their backstory, they might have a recruitment mission, and some of them are simpler, they just need help paying off a debt. Other people might actually need to legit be rescued from a certain situation or get out of being blackmailed. But each one of them has a recruitment mission. And this is anybody on the street that you see has this. So, I mean, you get people with, like, different talents. Some people are better with drones. Some people are better at a full-on heads-up beatdown. Some people are better with, hacking systems, what have you. But this is... but during the trailer, so basically what they did for the presentation is they showed the recruitment of one character. And it starts off, you've got this old MI5, Special Forces guy walking around town looking for people to recruit. Oh, hey, keep this guy tagged, but he doesn't have the skills we need that I'm looking for right now. That guy's no good. And then he sees the drone expert that he's looking for, or a drone expert. He scans him and says, yes, this guy has the skills that we need. And so he puts on this but the guy he's looking for is being harassed by the authority. So he puts on a mask and he jumps into it. Kind of interrupts the harassment and gets in between and tells the guy to run. He takes off. And while the player character gets... basically draws all the attention and leads the authority on this merry chase throughout London, but is eventually cornered, and then he dies. And that's when we find out about permadeath. Any of your recruits, they die, they're gone. And then it switches to Grandma, and Grandma was glorious. Because Grandma's an old school hacker. But basically what happens is she goes through and she needs to find information on the kid they're looking for with the drone talents. And so she walks in and she's, sweet old lady, no one's paying attention to her because sweet old lady. And so she eventually ends up getting into Scotland Yard, walking around a corner, and dropping this little spider droid. And it goes off, and it does it sneaks in, and does the hacking that it needs to do. Blade beam, yay! Blade beam, hyper! AoE limit break. But now that the hack's completed, the system triggers an alarm. And so now she's got to get out. And so basically what it shows is this little old lady walking around and beating people up. But it's not like these, high-paced action combat sequence. It's exactly how you would expect a little old, hunched-over lady to fight. Where she's, she's kicking people in shins. And she does at one point do a takedown. But instead of, doing it like, super MMA takedown, it is this very slow, it's an effective takedown, but it is this very slow, very sluggish kind of labored takedown. And she goes down with him. And you can see there's this labor and standing back up. And it just looks hilarious. And then at the trailer, they said, and then at the presentation, they said, yeah, by the way, if you want to just create a resistance full of grandmas, it is entirely possible. No, me and everybody else in the theater is like, yep, that's what we're doing. It has to be, but it's gonna be glorious. But then from then, so now Granny's got, right, beat the game with Grandma's. But then the trailer switches again, and now Grandma's got, Grandma got the information, but now we need someone who can do something with it. So gameplay switches to another character now. This is an infiltration specialist enforcer. Um, so she finds out that the kid they're looking for is in, like he's in trouble with another gang or something. I feel like I should know what that is. I would. I got nothing. Please don't make me Google it. Tell me what that is. Make me feel like an idiot. Sure, I don't care, but please tell me what that is. And if it's a pain in the ass, I'm sorry for making you type it out. It's against TOS. Oh boy. Alright, now I gotta look it up. Uh-huh. Well, I definitely see why it's against TOS. That is interesting. It's a thing. I wish it surprised me. It really doesn't. Not an image search, thankfully. Just a regular search, and the first thing that popped up was, um, the Urban Dictionary definition. So, but you know what? Unfortunately, it is in fact the internet. Don't get me wrong. I have witnessed a few very odd situations and various drawn entertainment, we shall say. But the fact that that specific acronym with that specific character is a yeah. Yes, Aerith. Match or magic to single target. Waste that MP. How we doing? The grind is real, my friend. You know, I don't know if it's worth it. I could. I don't think I will. It could be. This is true. But then by then I'll also have I'll have access to more powerful heals. I won't have White Wind yet because I can't get that until I get Manipulate. And you get Manipulate in the Temple of the Ancients. No, because I will have. I'll also have Yuffie too. Um, so that'll give me access to 2 healing limit breaks. And I still do have that Mega Elixir. Now you got me thinking. Do I really want to go through the effort of getting Aerith all the way up to LB4? Ew, no, Slots is banned. No, Slots is actually against the rules of the challenge. I never got any good luck with it. I was more likely to kill myself than anything else with it. At least with selfies, you couldn't kill yourself. Yeah, selfies was bad, or was a pain, but at least you couldn't kill yourself with it. Let's see. That's another thing. Oh, that was another thing that was announced at E3 this year, was a remaster, not a remake, but a remaster of Final Fantasy VIII, which has Vivi super hype. If for no other reason than because I can't save her, or I can't save her over her saves anymore. Because that happened every time, so she just gave up. Alright, that's 2 17s, with one almost an 18, one 16. We're getting there. I think the goal for tonight is to get to Fort Condor. So get through the cave. Ouch. I can understand why you would feel cheated there. It's actually mildly upsetting. I don't think I ever got to the end any time except for when I actively tried for it. Oh look, Blade Beam. We get to use it. That was scary. I thought the game hung. Yeah, I don't think I ever accidentally got the end. I think I had to work for it every time. Honestly, though, my endgame party tended to be Zell and Irving. Zell because his freaking combo was just broken if you got if you started memorizing everything. Like honestly, it was a lot easier just to go. Well, no, not even Armageddon Fist, man. You could just loop Beat Rush or what was it? Beat Rush? No, that's not it. Beat Rush is 7. Um, yes. Booyah and Booyah was one of them. What was the other one? Yeah, Booyah was one of them, and there was another one. You could just loop those two infinitely. Like seriously, I had that. I had those two inputs down to like 0.6 every time, and I just loop them infinitely and just. Yeah, you don't need turn. Nobody else needs a turn. I got my boy Zoe. And if not him, then you got Irving's ammo, and that was broken. Like honestly, Cloud or Squall was just there because he had to be. Heal drop was the other part of it. Yeah, and that was the end of it. But if you wanted to, you could just loop heal drop and booyah endlessly. Or is that what the actual like fandom name was? It was it? I don't know. I never really got into it. Okay. Yeah, I never really got into the fandom until a lot later. If you got the 10-second, yeah. It was circle X, left, right, circle. 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 Just constant. We're gonna start speeding this up. Ooh. Wasn't expecting that. Because he didn't use a limit. You know what? Hold on here. We're gonna do something for you here. Because you spend so much time in my chat anyway, and I'm going to need the assistance at some point. Is it kill enemies? I thought it was use limits. Man, it's been so long since I've actually played Final Fantasy VII. Like all of this, like it's slowly coming back to me. Like I remember the major points. So we're actually not going to switch over to Grenade Bomb until after Midgar Zolom. That's right. Okay. And that's for each tier. So I'll spam Grenade Bomb to get 2-2, and then I'll just kill things for 3-1. Grenade bombs. Okay. Like, this is all stuff I used to know. I just don't anymore. Except for, now if I remember right, once you get 3-2, you can go to 4-1 anytime you actually acquire it. So, like, if I just get 3-2 and then I get Catastrophe, then I can go straight into Catastrophe. Yeah. Yeah, because 3-2, that's for Barret, that's Satellite Beam, right? Ungermax, that's it. That's right, Satellite Beam is 3-1. Is there anybody else as hyped as I am to see how they do Omni Slash in the remake? Because they can't do it like they did in Advent Children, because that required the fusion sword. I know, not its actual name. That's what that's what us weebs in the U.S. called it. Yes, it is going to be ultra flashy. Like, there's so much that I'm still super psyched to see. Obviously, Omni Slash is one of them. How they handle Aerith's death is going to be another one. How they do the plate drop is going to look amazing. What the weapons look like is going to be amazing. Like, there's so much just based on what we've seen so far. Like, with the combat system the way it is now, can you imagine what, like, for instance, what the weapon fights are going to look like? And will some of those strategies still work? Like, some of the throwback strategies. Like, will it be better to go into the... Weapons will be terrifying. But, like, will some of the spirit of some of the throwback strategies work? Like, going into Ruby Weapon with 2 of your party members killed already dead. So he buries his claw, and maybe that locks him in place, and you don't have to worry about some of the wider sweeping abilities. Oh God. Coming out of the Galenka and having Emerald Weapon floating right there in front of you has always been one of the most terrifying things. When I first played this, when I came back to it after 4 years, and every time after that, it was like I'd come out of the airship in the submarine, and Emerald Weapon is right there. And he's right there. And I don't know about you, but while I'm in the loading screen, I'm already holding forward, ready to move, just to take off. And Emerald Weapon is right there. How many times do I just walk right into him because he's right there? Oh, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, with Ruby Weapon, yeah, they're about 7 years old, 7 or 8, something like that. Because with Ruby Weapon, I mean, you didn't know what it was, but it was the little red dot just floating there, so you knew it existed. But Emerald Weapon, you're just cruising around, and all of a sudden you're in a fight with a 10-minute timer that you were woefully unprepared for. I think the first time I killed Emerald, I actually had to force Lucky Sevens. It was the first time I actually pulled it off. Vincent, yes. Lucky Sevens, no. Sorry. Intentional Lucky Sevens. But then again, without any materia to manipulate your health with, forcing a Lucky 7 is not impossible, but not easy either. But yes, Vincent is allowed. Outside of pure chance, yeah, the only way it happened. Yeah, that'd go well. That would be unfortunate. Where are we at? Barrett's almost 18. Cloud's closing in on 19. Aerith's got a way to go. The grind is real. See if we can't jack an ether. Nope. Oh well. I'm honestly feeling like I should probably throw Steel on Barrett now. Just because Aerith is just blowing everything away with Matcha Magic right now anyway. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I mean, they have the same decks anyway, so it's not like it helps one way or the other. But this way I have a few more steal opportunities before Aerith nukes everything. Because ethers from those birds are going to go a long way. There are enemies, I guess, near Midgar that I can farm for, like, hypots. If I cared enough, you know. Is that hot spring or sewer? That was sewer. I think that was hot spring. Heal! Oh well. Well, aren't you a tenacious little bugger? What kind of fights do we get on the beach? No, I have not grabbed Atomic Scissors. Where is Atomic Scissors? Isn't that in, That's not till later, isn't it? One moment, I need to, parent. I will be right back. Please, enjoy this wonderful world map music. Is it the custom sweepers around there? I thought they had something else. Oh, yeah. Well, time to go back to, I mean, we're still grinding anyway, so we'll head back there. Give me one moment, though. I will be right back.
I'm soaking wet, maybe.
Yeah, it's really warm.
Yeah.
Okay, and you take those off in the bathroom, okay? Alright, we are back. So we're going to go back to this one. And then we're going to head back to Kalm. Because I completely... You know what? It's even in my little guide thing here. But I completely forgot about Atomic Scissors. I mean, it's fine. It means we're going back to around Kalm so we can get pick up some more stuff if we need it. know what? We'll still just do this. Burn them all! Besides, I can get more potions out of those guys anyway. No real loss. In fact, you know what? I think we're going to grab a third steel. We're going to run by Kalm and grab a third steel. Grab a third steel, sleep at the inn. So we're going to grab a third steel. Move, 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 move. Thank you. Trying to remember. If I remember right, the next E skill is in Junon, which for the longest time I called Junyan when I was a kid because I just thought that was the name. I called it Junyan, and like for years and years and years I called it Junyan, and then I watched someone else playing it and they called it Junon, and I laughed at them because, ha, you can't read, you're pronouncing that wrong. And then I saw another video and they called it Junon too. I'm like, why are all these people pronouncing this wrong? And then I heard a third one say it. I'm like, maybe I'm wrong? And then I went back and realized that there's no second N there. Do you know? See, I thought there was another N. I thought there was another N at the beginning. So for some reason, I thought it was Junyan. Or yeah, no, it's that's their that first N. So I'm just like, this is called Junyan, and nobody can tell me otherwise until I saw enough. Holy Jeebus! Why, hello there. Atomic scissors, fail. Atomic scissors, fail. Hey, I can do that. In fact, mine hits harder. Hey, goodbye. If anything's still alive... So that's Blade Beam number 2. And then we get Klim Hazard. And my first playthrough, Klim Hazard carried me through most of it. And you are another melee weapon, so you can stay in the front row. Yeah. That and just the, having access to both Klim Hazard and Blade Beam. Were nice. I mean, Klim Hazard was... I am embarrassed to admit that I never actually completed, or that I never actually finished FF9. I know. If I remember right, these devil rides have high potions. But in the long term, it doesn't really matter. Ooh, nice crit. Pong. I don't care. She's one of the weak. She is the weakest physical attacker in the game. That sound will never get old. Just a fit, pong. I do. And they're all probably going to be VA grenades. Though, to be fair, she's actually been getting the most kills with Match Magic. Like, Cloud and Barret only have theirs more because I've had them in the party more. Like, Aerith really wasn't in the party until I left Midgar. And even then, I only chilled around long enough to get, did a little bit of running around until I went to Kalm and saved out. So, she's actually not doing terribly. I will be right back. I need to parent again. We return. One day I'll hotkey that. It won't be this day. Ooh, the Hell House. Ooh. That would be fun. I'm not sure how they would implement it, but that would be fun. Honestly, with the layout or with the way it is, I see that being like an event, kind of like not like a cutscene, but like maybe kind of like a mini boss for Cloud and Aerith on the way to Wall Market. You know, they're walking by, they're having a conversation or something. You know, maybe Aerith is talking more about or trying to get, or you know, maybe she's got what it takes to be a soldier or something, and this house that they walk by just kind of moves and shifts. And then they turn around, and now there's the house that they walked past is now standing directly behind them or something. It'd be interesting to see if they do it. I'm not sure what you're laughing at here. If you're laughing at my idea or the fact that Aerith thinks she could be in Soldier. We are so close. Oh, hey, fight's happening. And everyone's getting back attacked. So I can now survive beta. It's ooh, ooh, ooh. That's gonna be pretty gruesome and gritty, and beautiful. Aerith, use grenade. Which one? Well, I'm also thinking, yeah, there's that one, and then another one just popped into my head was the President Shinra death. The Rocket Town sequence is gonna be amazing. Yay! I don't even know if this is gonna hit anyone. I had honestly given up on ever seeing that. Hey, hits the two in the back, alright. This is cheaper though. I just realized that in a minute I'm gonna have two people here at level 20, and that's gonna hurt a lot. Or at least one person at level 20. Cloud's got the most health though, so I think he'll be okay. Oh no, Barrett does. Barrett has more vid? Huh. Oh, that's right. I also have this thing to use. Is it vid, right? That it boosts? Raises vitality. Who's his lowest? Probably gonna be Aerith that I give it to, just so she has some survivability. 36, 34, 34. Why does she have more vid? Why does Aerith have more vid? This makes no sense. I'm so confused now. Equip. Like nothing that directly affects. Oh, protect vest. Okay. That's it. Thank you. I'm less confused. So because of that, Aerith is still getting the guard source. Oh yeah, we were gonna go see what was on the beach. Because I honestly don't remember. Causes critical small with levels in multiples of 4. Shh! I need her alive to use heals. Breath of the Earth, alright. That's one to get them switched to right away. Here's all. This is true. But I've got to use it to get her level, or to get 2-2. Yeah. Honestly, I feel comfortable trying Midgar Zolom. You know what? We're gonna make a run at it. Yeah. Yeah, no. I'm going to. I'm gonna go right here. And I'm going to save. Have I made that mistake before? Yes. Will I deny ever saying that? Also, yes. Alright, so... Barrett's almost at big shot. But we do kind of want to poke it a bit, see if we can get beta on Aerith. Here, snaky, snaky, snaky. What? Oh, I know. No, I know how to do it. But I actually want to see if I can survive the beta here. Which means we gotta dig him down a bit. Ooh! No, we cannot. I do not remember him hitting that hard. Okay. Did he just crit Barrett? Is that what happened? Yeah, he crit Barrett. Ouch, okay. Goodbye. Okay. This is fine. This is what I expected. You know what? Oh, it's not gonna let me do it. Gonna let her run? Huh. Yeah, I did. No, no, it wasn't. It's not letting me soft reset? Damn you, emulation. Ooh, yeah, okay. It's a blow dryer, but I'll go ahead and mute for now. Okay, we're all done with that. But yeah, I legit thought he caught me there. In fact, he still might. I'm not sure if I'm out. Okay. Phew. It was scary. Go, 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 go. Ah! I might have been able to juke that too. Alright, don't kill Barrett with the first shot. Okay. Might be better just to throw everyone in the back row. If you see him coming, you can save and reload. Make a second save though. Okay, we'll give it a shot. Will it load you? It'll load you back in that spot. I'm upset that I can't soft reset. Okay. So it resets him, but keeps you. Yeah, then it makes sense why you'd want to make a second save, so you don't reload and he's right there. Or you're stuck in the middle of the freaking swamp and just keep getting boned over and over again. Yeah, we'll give that a shot. I remember, like, I know it's possible just completely, like, and I know you've seen it too, where it's possible just completely blitz it and make it all the way across without getting caught. That was a perfect time to run. I need him to bounce, though. No, we're just going to go for it and save scum it. Ah! The menu took too long. Kill me, please. Like, it was fading out and he caught me. Like, we're gonna fight. We're gonna die, but we're gonna fight. Oh, Rip Barrett. That's okay, you did your job. I wonder if this will even connect. I don't remember what level he is, so I doubt it will. Yeah. Goodbye, Aerith. You will be missed. Damn it, Aerith! How could you die like that? You're supposed to have the plot armor of a scripted death. Alright. Take two. You're snaky. Ah, you went the wrong way. That's not gonna go. Oh, that was a perfect curve, actually. Ah! Blast and damnation. Yeah, it's gonna blow up the Twitter donate and no, because we're not using it for indeed it is. Oh, here, you know what? Yep, there's the Discord. So this is what it's supposed to say when those come up. So it's supposed to do that. And that. And that. That's what's supposed to happen, and it's not working. So I think what I'll end up doing is just copying those into the timers. That way it just does that. You... Do not care that I am in the water with you. I think we're gonna try it. Nah, I'm literally in the worst... Because I know this isn't gonna make it. Yeah. Oh no, I totally understand. I don't even care. Doesn't even matter. Here's the thing. If I put everybody in the back row, this fight would actually be doable. I just don't want it. Like, the damage would be manageable with constant healing and all of that. Like, it would be doable. Oh, see? He stood up. If this is the time it actually happens. Gonna kill Barret. Bye, Barret. Goodbye, Aerith. No, no. We get one more match of magic out of her. Goodbye, Cloud. With a crit. Well, yeah, but now he can't kick anyone out of the party. And I mind blew him, so he can't use beta. Hey, hello there. Behind kick, what's going on? I am feeling oddly botted now. Yeah, definitely feeling botted now. It's a little upsetting. I had my hopes up. Alright, we're gonna see if I can just run out for this. Looks cute. Alright, we're gonna see if we can run this out. Hold on.
Old curls contained
Oh god. Please tell me you saw that. I will actually. Hold on. It bounced away. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna hit the save. But I might be able to run this out. Ah, yeah. I will accept this. Yes. You can't see it because the face cam is off, but my hands are in the air. That's freaking my cheesy McSqueezy. And you're right. Just looking at how graphic it is in this, that's gonna look amazing in the remake. Like, it's gonna be bloody and gruesome and disgusting and awesome. So, because of that, even though he's already got limit level 1, I don't care. We are going to switch Barret over to Grenade Bomb. That's all enemies, right? Yeah. Doesn't matter. We did T. I would also actually accept T. T is delicious. Just in case, we're gonna save. Because I will find some way to F this up. I'm talented like that. And into the Mithril Cave. So we are looking in here, we are looking for Arc Dragon so we can get Flamethrower. And I actually don't remember what any of the things in any of the chests in here are, so I'm probably going to end up picking up. I know there's a materia up there. Tents are good. Arc Dragons, no, you don't have to manipulate. They'll use Flamethrower on their own. I don't know if there's anything worth stealing in here, though. So we're just gonna wreck house. Yeah, see? Flamethrower. You used it on the wrong one. Like, I don't want to kill anything yet until I get Flamethrower, though. So we are gonna throw pots. I think that was it. Yep, there it is. All right. Can you? From who? Because I know that's a Tifo thing. The little snaky thingies. I'm not even counting blade beams anymore. I think that was 3. 3 that count. I'm gonna go say hi to the Turks with their awesome music. Sorry. Yes, Root is great. Dude's got a hammer space for sunglasses. I don't know. I mean, if we're going with base game Turks, I gotta give it to Rude. Um, but if we're talking about all Turks, I gotta give it to Cisne. Let us shut up. That's true. So she has her moments of the F and G like we just saw, which are fairly amusing. I'll give you that. And that would be Vivi talking about Supernatural. that you immediately knew, though, from that line. That's great. See, I'll catch an episode and I'll enjoy that episode, but I'm not really wanting to dedicate the time to Supernatural. Climb. Thank you. Alright. We are out here. We're at Fort Condor. We're going to cut it off here. It's been real. I've actually had a blast. Let's go see. We're going to save here. We're going to see who's online and who's streaming. Let's see who's up. Sona's on. I like Sona. Sona's cool. Sona's good people. We're gonna go jump it. We're gonna go raid Sona. Sona's up playing Final Fantasy 14 right now. So we're gonna go ahead and go bug him. But thank you so much for sticking around for so long. Definitely helps for the tips. Sneaking get past Midgar Zolom was that was an event. Most of this was grinding. I realized that was a lot of. It wasn't that entertaining. We did have a little bit of entertainment with the bot, but for the most part, I mean, fairly successful. It was, like I said, it was a relatively boring stream, just with the grinding and getting through the Kalm cuts, with the Kalm flashback. But I am actually going to be running this again tomorrow. I got some catch up to do because I missed last week, really. And we're going to be running a little bit more of this, just kind of get the challenge run finished and see if I can't do some other content in the run up to the remake, get that taken care of. But for now, it's been real. Let's go bug Sona, and who's playing Final Fantasy 14.